Hi everybody, welcome back to the Limit Breakdown, where we break down the latest in TV, movies, and everything going on in entertainment. I'm your host, Migs.
I'm Sid.
And today we're doing our weekly roundup for the week ending in April 28th. So we're going to start by discussing last week's box office results.
Box office numbers. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. So for the third week in a row, Super Mario Brothers.
Nice.
At number one. Bringing in a very impressive $59.9 million.
Still, third week. That's very impressive. Actually.
Only had a 35% drop off from last week, so still very, very impressive. Number two, Evil Dead Rise. It's a continuation of the Evil Dead franchise. No Bruce Campbell in this one.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
But it brought in $24.5 million for its opening.
Nice. Pretty good.
Number three is The Covenant. $6.4 million. Also its opening week. Holding strong at number four, John Wick Chapter 4 with $5.8 million.
That's still pretty good. It's like a month and a half in or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I think it's closing in around 200 million domestic, somewhere in that range. So for that style movie, it's pretty impressive.
Pretty good.
And surprising, it had been knocked out of the top 5 last week, but now it made a resurgence in the top 5. Dungeons and Dragons with $5.5 million.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
So
nice.
That brings it.
Rounds
us up the top 5. So some interesting moves, and Mario Brothers showing some surprising longevity, which segue right into our first topic of discussion. Super Mario is approaching 1 billion worldwide.
No way. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm very satisfied.
Yeah. So good. it's got so far it's somewhere around 450 million domestic, and it's done similarly in internationals. I think it's like 450, 460, something like that. So easily going over 900 million worldwide. So it's more than likely going to be over 1 billion by next week.
It's over 900 million. Nice.
And moving on to the next topic. The early reactions for the Flash movie are starting to come in.
Oh.
And they are surprisingly positive. And a lot of people are praising Ezra Miller's performance, which is putting the fandom, I guess, in a very awkward position.
No, he might be a great actor. I haven't seen, from the past, what I've seen, he looks like a great actor. And the script can be great, because that has nothing to do with him. It's just his outside persona that people are having an issue with.
So here's my situation, and it's like, I have no desire to see the movie because of Ezra Miller.
Correct.
I want to see Michael Keaton. I want to see the Batman characters. I want to see I love the Flashpoint story. I love the character of the Flash, and depending on who's portraying him. And it's such a weird position that to be put in, and it's like ugh. And then also the juxtaposition too of the way that Jonathan Majors is being handled, because he had a movie that was supposed to be debuting at CinemaCon this past week, and they didn't show any trailers or anything for it.
Oh wow!
So there's talk of him possibly being recast as Kang. Yep. So it's crazy to see like the difference in the way the two different companies are handling the controversy. And I also understand too with the difference in between the two situations. Whereas with Ezra Miller, they had already finished filming the movie when all of this stuff started coming to light. So like they wouldn't have just been out an actor, like they would have been out hundreds of millions of dollars had they scrapped the movie.
Yeah. And
I don't think it would have been feasible to recast and reshoot. So whereas I guess with Jonathan Majors, there's still a lot of stuff to be filmed, so it would be more feasible for a recast. But it's throwing up a lot of questions. It's throwing up a lot of conflicts, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel a little conflicted, even being excited for this movie, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I will say I was excited for it originally, just because of him. There's like it's like a clean table and like one dirty spot, and you're like,
yeah,
kind of annoying.
Yeah,
but fair enough. I will bring in some good news.
What's up?
So I don't know if you've seen the Percy Jackson movies that came out.
Yes.
I don't think they finished them out, but so they were pretty good.
2 of them. Right?
Yeah, 2 of them. I think. Yeah. They're actually making a TV series of them.
Okay.
And a teaser trailer recently came out to see how it is. Now, they were thinking of doing a spin-off called the Kane Siblings. Okay. That was going to be more Egyptian based. I think Netflix is officially scrapping that idea, but the TV series Percy Jackson is still going to be coming out. Okay. I think later this year or early 2024.
I wasn't familiar with the books. I believe they're based on books.
Yeah, they're based on books.
But I really did enjoy the first 2 movies. Like particularly the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I really did enjoy
and the books are actually really good. Like they're just like Harry Potter, where they start off, very childish, but they get very serious. So I'm very excited for Percy Jackson.
Okay.
Yep.
Next item talks about the rumors for casting. So it's being rumored that Adam Driver is the lead candidate for Reed Richards for Marvel's Fantastic Four. I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
So I love Adam Driver. I think he's a great actor. I am not sure about Reed Richards. I'm not saying he's not going to do a good job. Mm-hmm. John Krasinski, that did the cameo in Doctor Strange. I can see him as Reed Richards.
Reed Richards,
Not like I said, nothing against Adam Driver. So I want to see what direction they take him, and like especially with the new Fantastic Four, is it kind of like their early stages, their late stages? Are they, have they been superheroes for a while, or they, because that determines if it's one of those where it's early stages, they're just now getting their powers. Mm-hmm. I don't think Adam Driver's going to be well for that. But if it's they're already established heroes, they've had their powers and everything, then maybe, because a little bit more adult Reed Richards is a little bit more cautious of things. So I can see that as Adam Driver pulling that off.
I am pessimistically cautious with the casting. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of the casting, because I can't personally see it, but again, I've been proven wrong before, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is terrible, but it's definitely not who I would have chosen. Yeah. But it's definitely interesting. I mean, the man's he's a good actor. He's done lots, but he wasn't exactly a high point in the sequel trilogy for Star Wars for me either.
Well,
so
that was nothing on him. That was the writing. But, yeah. Some big gaming news, which comic book and gaming news.
Okay.
So, have you heard of / read The Last Ronin, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic?
Yes.
Okay. One of the most popular comics.
Yes.
Awesome storyline.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? They're making into a game.
Nice.
And it's going to be darker themed because the comic book is darker.
Yeah.
And so far, it's going to have a more God of War-esque type.
So kind of like open world, first person, or first single player campaign.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if it's going to be open world, but definitely the style of play, grittier. Mm-hmm. The combat system will be similar to that.
Gotcha. I mean, I could see that working, particularly for a story like Last Ronin, because it's not. Well, without
yeah. So
I don't want to spoil anything.
As far as the game goes, it's so secretive. So they're releasing these small bits in here and there, but nothing else has been done. They're not even releasing the company who's making the game.
Oh.
So that's how secretive, because if someone's like, oh well, Naughty Dog is making, you're gonna think immediately it's gonna look like GTA 5, or somebody like that. So because of that. They're keeping even the production company secret.
Interesting.
Yep.
So Warner Brothers came out with an announcement here recently. They are apparently in development for a sequel
To
Beetlejuice.
Oh God.
Beetlejuice 2 is apparently in production at Warner Brothers. No word yet if any of the original cast is going to reprise any of the roles or anything like that.
So
like there had been talk of a
rumors, yeah.
Beetlejuice 2 movie ages ago.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Eternities ago. But no, apparently this past weekend at CinemaCon, representatives from Warner Brothers officially confirmed that it is in development.
Okay, I was gonna
how
say
far
I've
along
I've heard this rumor
process.
before, and they've been
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they're gonna do this and this," but it was never confirmed on if it's gonna happen. So okay.
I mean, look, if I think Michael Keaton is kind of undergoing a little bit of a resurgence right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he with his involvement in the Flash, he was involved with Marvel with the Vulture. He did a fantastic job in that. You know, he's always been a great actor. Yeah. So if they can get him to come back and do it, I mean, it'd be funny to see an older version of Beetlejuice anyway. But if they can get him to come back and do it, then I think it'll work. If it's not Michael Keaton, I don't see how it could work.
I think they're going to recast. Well, not recast. I think they might have him as a cameo, but I think it's going to be a new story, and they might have a different character be Beetlejuice. Or
so
be
you think
another...
more like a soft reboot?
Yeah, not a reboot, just like a continue, like a part 2, but it's like, oh, Beetlejuice existed. This is like the new Beetlejuice. Or maybe it's not even the same character name.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Fair.
Alright. And then lastly, they premiered a trailer at CinemaCon again for Craven.
Ooh, I did not see that.
Yeah, the trailer's not available to the public.
Oh my God.
Not yet, anyway. But it is confirmed that it does have an R rating.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And,
I like Craven. So.
The villain for the movie is going to be the Rhino.
Isn't the villain Craven since he's a villain?
I mean, we had a Morbius movie.
Fair.
But early rumblings are positive.
It's made by Sony, right? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm less than optimistic. Look, we watched Morbius, we reviewed Morbius. It was a thing that happened. The best thing that came out of Morbius was the "It's Morbin Time" meme.
Michael Keaton's random appearance at the end.
Yeah.
Matt Smith's performance, but yeah. But now, so Sonyverse also includes Venom.
Yes.
Which weren't great, but they weren't... Well, the first one was entertaining. Second one was hot garbage. But...
Woody Harrelson put on the show.
That's about it. So, I don't have any more news.
Yeah, so that's really about it for that. So, thank you guys for joining us this week. Let us know if there's anything that you wanted us to talk about that we missed. Leave it in the comments, and if not, we will catch you guys next week. All right, so thanks for tuning in, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
And please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and podcasting services such as Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Thanks a lot. Catch you next time.